Baseball's regular season begins tonight. The NBA resumes in exactly 1 week.
And right now, the NFL is welcoming its players back to team facilities with an eye toward the regular season.
And with that in mind, sports director Adam Winkler checks in on the state of the league with one of the NFL's top insiders.
Despite the global pandemic, the NFL held its free agency period and later conducted its draft. But now, the league's push to play on grows significantly more difficult as teams gather at facilities for training camps and eventually the regular season. Can they pull it off? That's where we begin our one-on-one conversation with CBS NFL insider Jason Canfora.
People could still get sick in large numbers in some of these facilities. And Dr. Fauci has said football is the way that football is played, right, is the perfect sort of petri dish to spread this thing. And then the prospect of a potential another wave, I think the NFL, a lot of things, in my opinion, would have to fall in incredibly favorable fashion.
Before you were the lead insider for CBS, America's Most Watched Network, you covered Washington for years. You made a fascinating suggestion in your column about what Washington could do in a team president hire.
I just think Condoleezza Rice is somebody who, as I was sort of thinking about the Washington football team and where do they go from here and where are their voids in leadership and stewardship and respect, right?
I've also seen a lot of people say that Ron Rivera is about as good of a guy as you could have trying to change the culture. How do you think Rivera will be able to steer this ship? And is it enough, no matter what he does, as long as Dan Snyder's still in that building?
It's awful hard to make a bad football team good as a head coach, just as a coach. It's awful harder, for lack of a word, to do that and also oversee sort of personnel and also be the day-to-day face of the organization on issues outside of football, like a potential nickname change. Just the first part of that was too much for Joe Gibbs and too much for Mike Shanahan. And they had oodles more experience than Ron Rivera in terms of having that sort of power in an organization.